that jobs aren't available. They want you to go to the military. They want you to join the police department. They want you to apply for ICE. The whole goal is to push people to the point of desperation. That you will do just about anything outside of revolting to pay your bills and protect your livelihood. And because it's been proven time after time again through research that wherever you find poverty, you find crime. People are going to be pushed into poverty. A ton of people have already been removed from social services, not being able to buy food. Rapid rehousing and emergency rental assistance programs have been stripped. People can't afford to pay their rent. They're going to be evicted. Where are they going to go? And when you have a ton of people desperate to try to figure it out, they're not going to go after the people at the top making all these decisions, stripping them of their most basic human rights and necessities to living. They go after
houses is right there on the end. I've had that for over a year, about a year and a half. All of these houses, brand new builds, available, all 10 of them for sale, just sitting here, year and a half. 10, like these are $1 million homes.
What?
Maybe that's a problem. 10, just chilling. Houses.
The American economy is collapsing. Unemployment is up. Thousands of workers are being laid off, and the only places hiring right now are ICE, border control, and anything having to do with deportations. This is the state of the workforce right now. Meanwhile, houses are going unsold. No one is able to sell their homes, even at a really low prices. Sellers, they can't find any buyers. No one is buying. There are millions of homes unsold in the US, especially Florida. Things aren't looking well at all right now. Guys, if you enjoy this type of content, if you want to help this channel, please like, subscribe, comment, and make sure to hit that notification bell. Thank you very much.
Now that the job report came out, we're fucked. This is a terrible job market. Unless you believe that numbers and facts are just made up, and they might be, but this is a job report done by the Trump administration. So if you are one of those people that are like, oh, you're not qualified for anything, you should just work harder, a lot of the times those are going to be your diehard Republicans, and they're just ignorant. Look at the numbers. This job market is terrible. Terrible. Even hospitality, a job field that's usually booming because a lot of people like to come to America. Well, that's not the truth anymore. People aren't coming to America. We're not a very welcoming country when you try.
$1 trillion real estate collapse in Florida. And essentially he based this on the fact that even now it's extremely hard to get insurance and coverage for homes in Florida. I live in Florida, and it's super expensive. Just because the storms have gotten bad, the flooding's gotten bad, the cost of homes is so high. If they had to replace a home, it's incredibly high. Everything's so high, and the risk of flooding and everything is higher. And he said basically we're going to have these like super storms, and that's going to make it so much worse. And then with the flooding, he thinks basically everything from like Fort Myers down, which includes, you know, obviously all of Miami and everything, will be underwater, and those people have to migrate somewhere. And they're not going to migrate to other parts of Florida because Florida is going to have this systemic collapse in the housing industry, the real estate industry, because of the fact that, you know, the homes are uninsurable, and it's not going to make sense to live there anymore. So the people, as their homes get wiped out, they're not going to rebuild, they're going to move. And a lot of times they can't rebuild because the area is going to be literally underwater. This is all according to the data, not me. Don't yell at me. I live in Florida. I'm not like wanting this to happen, but this is what his data shows.
The new jobs report that just came out shows tens of thousands of jobs have been lost in the last few months, and very few jobs have been added. And this is the official report under President Trump. Remember, in July, Trump wanted to fire the BOS director. Why? Because she was showing bad job numbers for Trump. And remember, Trump is always like, oh, I'm the best at the economy. And no. The new job numbers are showing the worst job losses since 2020, since the pandemic. And do you know who was in charge then? Trump. So under Trump in 2020, we had the biggest job losses since the Great Recession of 2008, and now we're once again having huge job losses. Again, once again thanks to President Trump. Meanwhile, in Florida, you have millions of homes going unsold. No one wants to buy homes. Why? Because insurance is up. You know why insurance is up? Because of hurricanes. Hurricanes are getting stronger and stronger every year. They're getting more of them. And you know what's the cause of that? Global warming. And Republicans, the GOP and Trump, they think it's a hoax. Remember, Trump said that global warming was a hoax made by China. He doesn't believe in global warming. He doesn't want to tackle it. And Florida is paying the price because they think it's a hoax. So now no one wants to move in Florida. Everyone is leaving Florida. Insurance rates are going up. The seas, they're swallowing houses on the beach. Things aren't looking well at all for Florida.
Just applied to a job that was posted yesterday, and guess what application number I was? 4,174.
This is day 107 of us trying to sell our home here in Florida, and it is not selling. I know everyone keeps telling me in the comments that it is our price, and I'm telling you guys that it is not our price. We've dropped our price 3 times now. We are lower than everything else on the market. This is day 100.
You have millions of people trying to find a job, but very few are able to. The economy is in the toilet. People can't sell their houses. No one is buying houses right now. The Feds, they just cut the interest rates. And you know what that means? That things are gonna go up again. Prices are gonna go up. Inflation is gonna go up. Things aren't looking well at all thanks to President Trump and his bad economic policies. Remember the tariffs. Because of the tariffs. Now, if you wanna build a new house, everything is much more expensive. The wood, the materials, the metals that a house needs to be built with are now more expensive thanks to Trump tariffs. And you know what means? More expensive houses. And with less jobs, people, they cannot afford more expensive houses. I mean, they can't even afford the current price. Now imagine a house costing like double what it is because of the expensive tariffs. I mean, things aren't looking well at all right now.
Every bad thing you've heard about this job market it's true. It's very true. I have been interviewing for 3 jobs. I made it to the final rounds for 2 and did not get 2 out of 3. For both these jobs, I thought I had it in the bag. I thought I'm going to get this job. For the first one, I had started interviewing in August. It was like 4 rounds of interviews. I got to the last interview, and that last interview felt like a formality. And in that interview, it wasn't even an interview, that last one. The person even told me, like, this is kind of a formality. I just want to make sure, you know, I'm good with the selection. So I thought, oh, I have this in the bag. Like, I'm going to get this offer. I knew the hiring manager loved me. And even the hiring manager sent me an invite for like a Zoom meeting. So I'm like, oh, I'm definitely going to get it. Like, this is the offer. Like, why would she do a Zoom meeting to reject me? The Zoom meeting was to reject me. She basically said, you were great. This was a very hard decision. And she's like, we went with someone internal.
How many homes do you think are for sale in Little Lee County, Florida? You probably couldn't guess if you wanted to, but believe it or not, right now, there is over 24,000 homes for sale in Lee County, the most ever. There's never, ever in the history of Lee County been 24,000 homes for sale. And that tells you the dire situation that is going on, not only in Lee County, but around Florida, because
under President Joe Biden, the country was in an economic recovery. We were recovering. Things were going well last year. Remember, last year, inflation was going down. Prices were going down last year. Remember when Biden said that America's economy was the marvel of the world? And that's right. America's pandemic recovery was the best and fastest recovery out of every nation on the planet. America was doing really, really well after Trump left a mess in his first term. And now things are once again going back to the end of Trump's first term. If you remember the end of Trump's first term, we had record unemployment, record job losses. Now things are coming once again. If we had just elected Kamala Harris, if we had just listened to Biden and his economic policies, Bidenomics, then things might have been better today. But no, everyone thought that the recovery was slow. And yeah, maybe it was slow, okay? There were problems, but now, under Trump, things are not going forward. The economy is actually going backwards. Everything is collapsing. Inflation is going up. The price of goods is going up. So things are not looking well. And remember, Trump was always like, under Republicans, the economy does better. No, if you look statistically, under Democrats, the economy always does better under Democrats. More jobs are always added under Democrats. And under Republicans, you know what happens? A recession happens. Almost every recession always happens under a Republican. Think under the housing crisis of 2008, George Bush. So that's just one example. So I want to ask you guys, and make sure to answer my question since in the comments. Are all the Trump MAGA voters gonna realize that Trump's economic policies are the results of this rising unemployment and no one buying any houses? Are the MAGA voters, are Trump's MAGA voters gonna realize that Trump's economic policies are the cause of this? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. And one more thing before we go. Guys, thank you for watching my content. We're a small channel that's trying to go. If you enjoy my type of content and videos, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and make sure to hit the notification bell. Every interaction helps. And if you do, you're my hero. Thank you very much, and I respect all of you.